it's nice to be here. It's nice to be with you guys. As a way of introduction, my name is Dr. Ehiva Heme Gele Nelson, and I am a data engineer with 10 Analytics. I am a senior data associate and the head of the data engineering department at 10 Analytics. Now, it feels so great to be with you guys. I have been looking forward to spending a brief time with you guys talking about today's topic. So I'm pretty excited to be here. So if you're excited to be here, let me see a 1 or a thumbs up on the charts if you're excited to be here. So beautiful. I'm seeing a lot of ones already. Awesome. So Brian giving me a thumbs up. Manuel, Mofe. Oh, awesome. Mofe is super excited, and I'm so glad. So glad. Okay, Gabriel. So don't mind them. I'm going to be cheating with everyone. I'm calling everyone's name from time to time. So feel free, guys. I might just call on you and you don't know. So I said, if you're excited to be here, give me a thumbs up. I see a lot of people not passing any comments, so maybe a lot of people are not so excited, but I am. I'm so glad to see all of you guys' faces, even though I'm not seeing any face. I think a lot of people are camera shy today. Awesome. So great. I'm getting to see you guys' face. So today we are going to look at something interesting. We are going to look at the topic, the fastest way to get into data engineering. So, guys, today's section is more or less to wrap gist between me and you. So, talk about things, you talk about things, we get to express ourselves a little bit better from each other. So, feel free to gist with me and ask questions at any point in time. There are confusions. Okay, we are going to be looking at the topic, the fastest way for you to become a data engineer. Quite interesting topic, and I have been a data engineer for half a decade now, and it's been exciting. I'm sure many of you may be wondering, where do you get the doctor from? Where does it come from? You all get to see the answers to that soon. Okay, so let's see prior when we start. Someone saying anything in chat? Okay, awesome. So glad a lot of people are excited. So before we begin to look at that, let's just brief about 10 Analytics. So 10 Analytics is an edutech firm focused on providing specialized training in technology skills and delivering comprehensive data consulting services. Now, it surprises you to know that 10 Analytics, we have over 4 years of experience building talent for technology workforce. We didn't just start up yesterday, started doing this thing yesterday or a month ago or 2 months ago. We've been at this thing for 4 years. And in that 4 years span, we've had the opportunity to train over 2,000 plus people, transitioning from classroom, from another field into data engineering or tech, as if you will. We are committed to making this technology sector more accessible through premium and experiential training in data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analysis, Scrum, cyber security, and AI engineering. Interesting, isn't it? So our team of instructors from leading global companies come from companies like Apple, Microsoft, McKinsey, Amazon, and many of you. Well, prior to joining 10 Analytics full time, I was actually working with that company in the UK at Diary. So, and many of the facilitators you come to see are guys that are currently working in other aspects of data engineering as well. Other companies across the world, you see guys working in Microsoft. We see guys working different aspects. So you know that this thing is not coming. The knowledge is not just coming from a place of what they read inside the textbook to comment. This is something we do on a day-to-day basis, and we get the gist with it from this perspective. So we bring a wealth of real-world experience and are dedicated to delivering an engaging practical learning experience that ensures that you receive the maximum value for your investments in your future. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? Okay, so sure you guys are seeing this face. Who's this guy? That's speaking with you. That is me, just my little humble self. So my name is Ehiva Heme Ogele. I'm a doctor. I'm a technological expert with over half a decade years of experience in data engineering and 8 years experience in digital marketing, with experience cutting across multiple sectors. So I've had the opportunity to work across multiple sectors. Um, Title wise, I've worked as a data engineer, I've worked as a cloud engineer. I'm quite vast as that, using any aspect of cloud, GCP, Azure, AWS, what have you. Yeah, this is where the doctor comes from. I'm a pharmacist. I'm a trained pharmacist before I tilted into data engineering. So, in the course of our discussions, we'll talk about that more. So, certified professional, I got my data engineering diploma in data engineering from Explore AI, South African Institute, and I'm a first class trained pharmacist from the University of Benin. My experience span across data engineering. I've had the chance to work with Mdari on a data engineering. I've worked as a data engineering contractor for digital marketing lead for Midtown Tech for about 2+ years. With other companies, I couldn't feel everything here. This place would be quite full. So, wild knowledge in data engineering, data marketing, healthcare, data analytics, I have you there. So, getting this content, this material resource will be made available for you guys. So that's my LinkedIn there, my YouTube, my Twitter, Instagram. Couldn't have my YouTube, so there. But yeah, but you search for me, probably see me on the YouTube as well. So yeah, pretty much that's me in a nutshell. So what will we be looking at today? What will we be talking about today? So today we're focusing on three aspects. We're focusing on who a data analyst is. There's data analysis, how this differs from a data scientist, and how this differs from a data engineer. We're talking about what skills do you need to get started in data engineering. And finally, we'll be looking at the bean potatoes, the upcoming cohorts that started in June 8th, and how to get you started. We'll also be exploring a bit of success stories so you can see some of our students who have done this over and over again. And so it's really not a new thing. Awesome. So, guys, sure, I did mention we'll be here for 2 years, but sometimes some people are like, maybe Doc is just blowing boo. Maybe it's not true. Well, this is showing you brief proofs of our impact being felt across the world, how we've helped Africans across different sectors. You can read about us, different newspaper articles. So you see that we've been there for a while, every step of the way. Yeah, and this picture you're seeing here is the picture of our founders, two young tech bros, just like myself. Okay, so before we dig in again, just to be sure, after wetting the surface, who is excited about being here? If you're excited, let me see your ones in the chats. If you're not excited, you can just give it a 0 and say, oh, look, you're not impressed me. Let me just be going. So, who's excited? Awesome. Okay, I'm seeing Roman's coming in. It's good. Okay. Okay, the ones are coming in. Only Buffet, Josephine, and and who now? And Emmanuel gave me 1. Every other person is calm. What's happening? Are you guys cool? Is that cold where you guys are? Yeah, I'm a bit cold as well, so I understand if you guys are cool. Even me myself. Chilly is a chilly day. Okay, I'm seeing McQueen's giving me a 1. I hope I got that correctly. So, who else? So only 4 people. Okay, Augusta's giving a 1. I have 24 people, 29 people. So only having 5 people excited is a problem somewhere. Okay. Awesome. So this is interesting. At least I'm seeing a good number now. So I know that we're excited. Being that we're excited, I guess we can proceed. We can carry on. Okay. So let's now come back into the area of tech. Let's come back let's come back home. Now, when we talk about career paths to tech, different paths open up. even all of you guys that are contemplating data engineering, before I got to the point where I got contemplating data engineering, there were different things that came up. You guys thought about, maybe, I don't know if this happened. Some people just woke up and just knew from day one it's a data engineering they want to do. Or for many people, probably researching, stumbling before you, or maybe it's data engineering. So not all of us have that all figured out from the very beginning, which is fine. It's okay. However, how did we as a team, 10 Analytics, figure out that these courses that we offer you guys are probably the best fit for you? We did a research, we did a market research, studying surveys on what are the current jobs on demand that are available across countries. We did this research and we realized that we saw a lot of things, but we settled down for the courses that the professions where we saw that, first of all, they were easy to transition to. Easy to transition in the sense that you have to just wake up in the morning and say, tomorrow I want to become this advert, I want to go training and I can learn it from anywhere I am, just like how you guys are here with me. So you could learn these fields and they are in demand because there are a lot of demand for them, a lot of job offers for them. They pay well, and there's the ease of working remotely. I think that's one of the selling points of it's not like there are no hybrid roles or on-site roles, which are, but that's ease. Like for me now, since I started, I think since my last time working as a data engineering consultant, data engineering and data marketing lead for a tech company over a couple of years back, a couple of years ago, ever since I've worked fully remote, I have not stepped into a pharmacy in a very, very long time. I wake up every morning, take my morning coffee, and I walk in my pajamas. Like, come on, is that not interesting? So yeah, it's and the pay is actually more encouraging. So we settled down on a couple of topics, on a couple of fields, and these were the fields that now became the building blocks for what we offer you guys at 10 Analytics. So once you've done this year research and you stumbled that, man, the data space is open for you, you're now faced with a couple of decisions: data analysis, data science, data engineering. What do these people even do? Sir? Where does the differences lie? How many of us have asked that question? If you ask that question, I don't know, give a thumbs up. Because I believe we are plenty on that table that have asked that question. What do these people even do, Seth? How many of us? Let me check the charts. Some of us maybe never bothered to ask the question, which is fine and good, but I know I did. In fact, if I tell you my story of how I stumbled to data engineering, you guys will so laugh at me. I pretty much stumbled on data engineering as an accident. I registered in my academy because I passed. They did like a screening exercise to screen out the person they wanted to do the data engineering for data engineering, which I did not even know what data engineering was. Actually, I just passed the assessment and picked data engineering. Pretty much, that's how I did, and that was how I stumbled on data engineering. I entered into class thinking I was going to go and learn data science. Only so they're talking about engineering. I said, where to? Also, I never do spoil. Not engineering I applied for. I applied for data science. Data science. What's happening here? I had to like call my course supervisor, like, sir, I applied for data engineering, data science. I don't know what is happening. You people are telling me engineering. So unlike you guys, I did not get the chance to know that, there's a difference between these two. That was how I started, funny enough, stumbled. But yeah, that question comes up. How do we know the difference? Where do these differences lie? And that is what I'm going to explain briefly. So, who is a data analyst? Now, let's come back to the data space. Let's come back home to the data space. Now, when we look at the data space, what do we see? What do we notice in the data space? Now, in the data space, data starts from somewhere. Data has to tell a story. Think about you. For you guys to make decisions on if you will hire someone or fire someone, you need data. You need to have an understanding of what the data is saying for you to be able to make that decision. Similarly, investors, stakeholders, managers all make informed decisions based on the available data they have. Now, in the data team, the data analyst is a professional who is skilled. So just gonna use an annotation here. Just gonna use an annotation real quick so you can see what I am talking about. These people end up changing, mixing and putting up a lot of things. So it's difficult to find things the way they used to be before. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that for now. Maybe if I find it, I'll bring that back up again. But the data analyst, just like I'm saying, the data analyst is the professional who is skilled at telling story. And how best they tell this story? They use what we call a dashboard. So once they've analyzed the data, they build an interactive dashboard. A dashboard that you can change filters. Have you ever wondered all those kind of things you see like your bank apps, all those analytical dashboards that you see that you see maybe you can change filters from year to month to date, and you see it to show you bar charts. It's all those charts that gives you, when you can look at those charts, you can see a summary of your transaction. It makes sense to you. Who built those kinds of things? The data analyst. They are skilled at telling you the story of what happens with the data. So they are skilled at answering the question, what is happening? What is here? What is this? And that is where they champion storytelling with the data, building meaning from the data. Okay, makes sense, right? Then there comes the data scientist. Okay, we've answered the question, what is happening? What's going on? We've answered that question. Okay, well, next, that brings us to the next question. What will happen? What will happen? Okay, how many people would likely buy our product in the coming weeks? If you're a loan company, how many people will possibly default on their loans? What will happen? Prediction. The people that carry out predictive analysis, that are champions of answering this question, what will happen, are the data scientists. And how do they do this? They build what we call a machine learning model. You can think about like a mini bot. They train it based on the data that is available, and when the bot has learned the data, it then now can predict based on the information of that data that it has received. It can then now make possible predictions on what will happen. It's all mathematics, similar to how you carry out analysis, mathematical prediction analysis. But the beauty about using a machine to do this is a human being could make a mistake. A machine does not, because it computes calculatively. It combines all the variables and parameters. So, machine learning. Now, some of you are machine learning, AI, are there a difference? Not really. And they of course, really. So it's a yes or no aspect. Machine learning have grown. Prior to then, the original first traditional machine learnings were models where they function like garbage in, garbage out. You had to feed it data for it to learn and make decisions. So you have to always retrain your data by feeding it data for it to become intelligent, more intelligent. However, where AI breaks that barrier is that you have to train the AI model at the beginning for it to become intelligent. But the AI now functions like a human being on its own, in the sense that it can even learn on its own. Once it has learned the first stage, it can go further to learning on its own and be making itself more intelligent, until it's so intelligent that you can't do anything against it again anymore. You think about, if you guys have played, if there are chess players in this house that have had the opportunity to play games like chess against stockfish, nobody in the world can beat stockfish. Even the best chess master in the world cannot beat stockfish. Why? Because stockfish has learned on different simulations of how the game chess is played, that now it is the best chess player in the world, and nobody, even grandmasters, cannot defeat it. There are other instances of AI coming into play. Many of us use ChatGPT here already, don't we? Don't we? Who uses ChatGPT? Some of us may have not, but if you've had the opportunity to use ChatGPT, there's another perfect example of an artificial intelligence tool built that has learned so much on data available on the internet that it's not able to make informed decision on its own. Okay, so a data analyst answers the question, what is happening? What has happened? A data scientist answers the question, what will happen? There comes the data engineer. What does he do? Who is he? The data always begins from the data engineer. Interesting, isn't it? So it means that the question of what will happen or what has happened would not even be answered without a data engineer. He is the one who is the architect of everything. He builds the map that gets data from its source into the company and automates this process. He's pretty much an engineer, as the name implies. He engineers a system that automates the flow of data from its source to a destination within a company, that this data is now made available for data analysts, data scientists, other normal company person, investor. So you see that the data engineer is the nucleus that holds every other thing together. That is who a data engineer is. I like to call him the middle boss that is just quiet and chilling. He builds everything and automates everything. Everyone needs data. It starts from the data engineer. How do we get data? Who controls the database? Who builds the database? It starts from the data engineer. Who automates every system? It starts from the data engineer. Even when building a system for production, and the system needs to be automated, where data will move from the source in an automated fashion to its destination, it starts from the data engineer. Okay, so now that we have an idea of who the three are we excited that we all chose or are considering choosing data engineering? If we are excited, give me one. If you are thinking of, look, if let's say I like the other one we talk about, so maybe give me a 2 or a 3. So let me see you guys. Okay, Manuel is like, dog, all the way, data engineering, that's why we are here. What about the rest, guys? Awesome. So I'm seeing a lot of excitement going on in the house. I'm liking the energy you guys are giving. I'm so excited to be with you guys. Okay, so let us continue. So, reasons why you will get a job easily in the data engineering part. First of all, ease of learning. That's one of the reasons why you all are here. That's one of the reasons why our analysis programs are designed in such a way to make this achievable. Ease of learning. You can all learn data engineering from the comfort of your home. Maybe this through the comfort of my home. I never met my facilitators one day. Never met everybody. All the conversations was all done on the phone, live, materials available. So the ease of learning. You don't need any additional thing. You don't need to pay for books, just like how you pay for books in school. You don't need to physically go to class to attend lecture. It's easy to learn. Many of you are working, and some of you are students, and even at that, you can learn at your own pace. Awesome, right? So easy to learn. True. Second part, easy to transition. You've seen from my own experience, I've had the opportunity to transition from one to some couple of companies as a data engineer. You even had a chance to work in multiple companies at a time in data engineering. So there's the ease of transitioning from one job to another. Pretty easy. And what beautiful about it is that when you're transitioning, it's always for a higher pay. It's never for a lower pay. Always for an higher pay. Truth is that when you are a data engineer that is proficient and competent in what they do, it will be hard to not always see job opportunities. There are always a lot of job opportunities for data engineers because we are very few. We are rare and we are few. That's another funny part that I did not even mention. You see a lot of data scientists, they are the market, the yakpa. You see a lot of data analysts, they plenty, but there are very few data engineers. Why? Because, man, yeah, that's a special breed. You are required to know a lot. You're not by any chance a person, an average professional, you are expect to be a data engineer, you're expected to know a lot of things because you are building different systems. And to build this system, you have to integrate one tech stack with another tech stack with another tech stack. So you have to learn that tech stack, learn this tech stack, learn that tech stack, and know them good enough to be able to know how to fit them together or to replace one to another to optimize. So you see that a lot is required to know and train a data engineer. Hence, it can very much be a high rewarding job opportunity. And I don't even need to convince much of that. I'll give a short story here. While I was in academy, learning data engineering in my time, that was about how many years ago? Can't remember. I think 2021, 2020. Yeah. So a time came where I wanted to pull out of the program. I was like tired. Like I was working, I was doing my internship or what you call house job at a teaching hospital in Nigeria at the time. And it was crazy. It was so stressful. I was drained. I imagine, and I was working at 4 hours a day, or let's say 8 a day. Then from there, I then now move into a 12-hour night call. So I've not slept for like 24 hours, and the next day I have to show up in a drop-in section class. It was hell, honestly. At some point, I was like, why am I going through all this suffering? I just want to pull out, like, let me just give up. And I had a chat with my course facilitators. I was like, you see the stuff for me. I don't know if I can do this. And maybe I was even feeling like, you know what, maybe I want to shift from data engineering to make something easier, like maybe data science or data analysis. And it's like, I feel like there's not much difference in pay. When I said that, he laughed. He was like, maybe you should do your research and see which pays best. I did the research and my question was answered. Like, and you guys can probably do a comparative analysis. Look at the pay grade. Why? Because data engineers are few and they are experts. So they pay you a lot of money for doing simple things, really. When you know them, they actually become simple things. So that speaks for itself. So it's a very rewarding career profession. So that brings us back. Who is a data engineer? Yeah, we'll talk about. So, in a nutshell, summary, I'll show you the full definition of data engineering. But data engineering is really the area of data science that is interested in the build-up, in the setting up of data structures, data systems that automates the movement of data from a source to a destination. So you set up different systems to show the movement of data. And the person who carries out this activity is a data engineer. Just the activities such as extracting the data, transforming the data, loading the data. What system would you use? Is this whether it's a simple system or what I call architecture or infrastructure, or a very complicated, complex, advanced system? The idea is that every system is focused on carrying out simple things, extracting the data, transforming the data, and loading the data, regardless of its complexity. Sometimes it's a mixture. It's extract, transform, load, then transform and load again. But this is it in a nutshell. So when we look at the textbook definition, data engineering is if you've read the book Fundamentals of Data Engineering, which if you join the program will be made available to you guys. It is a textbook definition, and it's more or less data engineering is a set of operations aimed at creating interfaces or mechanisms for the flow of and access to information, data. And the data engineers set up and operate the organization's data infrastructure system, preparing it for further analysis and use case. By who? The data analyst, the data scientist, and other relevant stakeholders. So remember, going back to what I originally said, the data always begins from the data engineer. At this junction, is there anybody here that does not know who a data engineer is? If you do not, feel free. I will explain again. I mean, give me 0. Give me a 0. But if you do, give me 1. At this point in time, at least you closing your eye. This is what I'm going to be doing as a data engineer, building systems. So if you get the definition of who a data engineer is, give me 1. And if it's still not clear, like, look, I get you, but you never enter where my head was. Still the guy just 0. I don't know. Oh, Chico Ebuka, I want to be a data engineer. This one that you have given me presidency, let Tinubu not come and catch me. Okay, so I'm glad. A lot of people here understand what we mean when we say a data engineer and who a data engineer is. Also, so let's move to the next part. So this is a very simple example of the kind of system that we build. It will surprise you to know this very system was built in class with students, just like you. 12 weeks of studying together, and they can come up with a system like this. Very simple system where the data moves from what we call an API into a database. Then they built an automator, what we call pipeline, that automates the movement of data from this data source, this database, into a storage location on the cloud. This whole system was built on Azure Cloud, Microsoft Azure Cloud. So this is the company's storage container on the cloud. Think about it like having your own folder on something like Google Drive. Google Drive is like still cloud assigned to Google. But now we're talking about Azure Cloud, and this is a data, it's like a folder, the raw data folder on the cloud. Then, still on the cloud, now, further enough to make you know that we did not do any of this job physically. We didn't work on our local computer, like access a folder. No, we coded everything on the cloud, completely on the cloud. We built a Python notebook that can take this data, raw data that has been stored in this folder. Then we did what? We cleaned the data, because data comes in very dirty. Cleaned it. We transformed it into structure that is suitable for where the data is going to, a data warehouse. We transformed it. So we took one data, cleaned it up, and transformed it into a very cleaner, a very suitable format for a data warehouse. Then we first saved it into a transformed folder still in the cloud. Then afterwards, we now loaded that data to the data warehouse. I know, an interesting thing about all of this, yes, we did all of this, we're building it, we built them manually, but then we automated the entire process so that it works on its own without human intervention. And students built this from start to finish. Interesting, isn't it? This is why you will learn all of this and you'll be paid block in your companies. So, as a data engineer, you would master the art of building very, very simple infrastructures like this. I call it simple. It's not actually simple, but I call it simple because when you do this over and over and over again, it becomes like second nature to you. So you will build and maintain data infrastructure that automates the movement of data, making it readily available to relevant stakeholders. This is yet another example of a data architecture. And this one was built using AWS Cloud. Now, in this case, the data was coming from a raw data. We built, this one was coded on your local machine. This part of it was coded on your local machine, where you wrote a Python script that automates the flow of data from your data source into raw data. So you guys ask, is it possible to code Python on your computer? Yes, it is very possible. We did that here. Then, so our script did two things. The raw data was automatically loaded here in the raw data folder. Then the data was also further transformed into a form suitable for a data warehouse and loaded here into the transform folder. Then we use this glue, which is like a robot, that will go into the computer and crawl data to just more or less copy it, to copy data from your transformed folder and catalog them into a serverless database. Then afterwards, we then now query for testing. This for test running purposes. Then afterwards, the final data set is now loaded into your database. It's your database, and you build this database from scratch, of which students did. Students actually did this. I just was there observing them, and they did everything themselves. Interesting, isn't it? So, yeah, this is another graphical, clear-cut example of things that you'll be building on a day-to-day basis. I'm sure this thing looks big now. Like, what you guys get into is like, dog, this thing like this now. This thing is easy now. I feel do this one with my eye closed. Exactly. So these are the kind of things you'll be learning while with us. So I thought it's interesting to now say, okay, doc, what kind of day-to-day questions do data engineers answer on a daily basis? Data engineers answer very important questions from organizations that helps drive their business decisions. So it's not just the coding, there's the business side to what data engineers do. Because every decision we make, remember, the data starts from us, but the data is not for us. We don't build systems for ourselves as data engineers. We build systems that other people use. The data scientists, not just data scientists, not just data analysts, even software developers, we use our system. MLOps, DevOps, we use our system. Normal non-coders, we use the data that we produce. So we don't produce data for ourselves. We produce data to solve companies' problem. So you must understand that a data, that's why I showed you guys here that a data engineer must also understand that the requirements of the data consumer, whether the data analyst, the data scientist, and the broader implications of the data across the organization. Because the data you handle is going to impact a lot. So you have to take all of this into strong consideration when building your system as a data engineer. So what are some of the questions you answer when making your choices? For example, this is an example of a question. What are the essential characteristics of the data source? Okay, so the data is coming from somewhere. You have to ask yourself, what are the characteristics of this data that is coming from the data source? Is it an application like an API? Is it a swarm of IoT devices that have maybe sensors that send data in an automated fashion? You have to ask yourself this kind of questions. Makes sense, doesn't it? You have to ask yourself that, okay, when I'm handling the data, what is the schema of the data? When we say schema of the data, what do we mean? We mean, what is the structure of the data? Is the data coming, what each columns? Are there 5 columns? Are there 10 columns? Is it coming, is the column coming as in letters form, in numbers form? You have to think about all of those when working with data. Will the data engineer need to join tables? Like, will you need to combine tables across board to get a complete picture of the data? These are things you think about as a data engineer. What questions I could ask? This one has to do with like maybe storage. Is the storage solution compatible with the architectures required? And will it require write or read speed? So you build different kind of system. You can build a system that data will be flowing at a rapid pace. So you need to, when building such a data, you need to consider the flow rate of data and see that, okay, your storage, can your storage accommodate data at this speed? Because data is forming every 1 minute in this amount of size. Our data probably, our storage needs to be strong enough to accommodate it. So will it be able to accommodate it, or will it just knock or crash or something? You have to think about all of these things. If I ingest the data in real time, that means if the data is coming, if I'm taking in the data, if my system is taking up the data as the data is being produced, can my storage handle that rate of flow? Very important. You also have to think about cost. Think about cost. What is the cost or return of investment of this my solution? What is the associated business value? Will my solution increase the cost per capita that the company will spend in running this, or will it have a negative or a positive impact? Will it help the company save cost? Always remember that the best engineers are not just the engineers that can solve people's problem. No, the best engineers are the engineers that can solve the problem and save cost. So your company will value you really well if you cannot just solve their problem, but if you can save cost while doing so. while doing so. So, what is the pathway to learning data engineering? Because that's why you guys are here. Doc, is it possible? Is it, Doc, come to respond to my ear. Is it possible to learn data engineering in a couple of months? Yes, it's very possible. We've done this over and over and over. We've been doing this for the past 2 years, and we've had good results. We've had success stories. So I don't see a reason why it shouldn't be possible. So, what are the fastest ways to learn data engineering? Number one, learn about the intro about data engineering. Learn what data engineering is. Similar to a short orientation of what you guys are having now. Learn about what data engineering is. Learn the basics, Python, SQL. Learn it. Starts from here. Then, when you move from there, learn about batch command, version control, how to interact with Linux system, how to push and pull files, how to work in a Git flow that is adoptable for production, for software production, or production in a company setting. Learn about data modeling. Oh, very important. Because as data engineers, you'll be setting up databases, setting up data warehouse. You need to know how to model the data and remodel the data, because modeling is not permanent. Things will happen. You will need to tear up your model and build them again. You need to understand data modeling. Then you need to learn pandas. This is a very important tool that you use to even handle and design your models, to actually manipulate it. This is a package, the Python package that will teach you, but something that is on your journey to learning data. Okay, pandas has a limitation. Pandas can only process data at a small scale. Small scale, we're talking about 10,000, 8,000, so maybe 100,000. When data starts going beyond this, we call that data big data. And one of the, in fact, said one of the things that give data engineers an edge, because we are champions of handling big data. I'm talking about petabytes and terabytes of data of above 1 million rows. How do we process that? We can't use pandas to do that. We use what we call big data processing tool framework like Apache Spark. And this is one of the tools you need to have in Arsenal when learning. You need to learn about extraction. How do you extract data? You need to learn about transformation and cleaning, because it's very important. Remember, I tell you the data comes from you. Does it make sense if you, the expert that's collecting the data, hand over a very messy, very messed up data to whoever is going to use the data? That would, like, it speaks bad to that data engineer. So you have to learn a bit about data. You have to learn about cleaning and transformation. You have to learn about the cloud, how to work with the cloud, how to use the cloud. Because companies these days try as much as possible to save costs of running things by leveraging the computing power of the cloud. Why have a company, tech company, where you are renting an office? Maybe if you have staffs across the world, you have to apply for visas to bring them from wherever they are to the country where you are. You have to report to the office. Utility bills running the office. Then if different computers, you have to upgrade them, call tech people to manage them. As your computer resources start to expand, you have now have server rooms, then have to employ an IT staff to manage the server. You see how cost per capita wise, all of this is becoming a very, very unhealthy plan for companies. Chukwuebuka asks, is it true that can data engineers also be called cloud engineers? Yeah, actually, but there's a but, in the sense that in terms of function, the cloud engineer is skilled in the cloud. Now, a data engineer can be skilled in the cloud, but then again, in the current role that you may be working with a company, if your company does not use cloud, you probably never use any cloud tool. So at that point, it is not really efficient to call yourself a cloud data engineer at that point. Cloud engineer will work on the cloud, pretty much. Or a cloud data engineer, if you will. So you learn about cloud computing. Now, us in Analytics, we groom our students using Azure and GCP. We used to use AWS in the past, but lately we've been having a lot of issues. Or not just us, students have been having a lot of issues signing up on AWS. AWS, I don't know, they've been crazy these days. If you register, before you know it, they suspended you. But the general platforms are Azure, AWS, GCP. But for the course of our own training, we use Azure and GCP to make life easy for our students. You learn about data pipelines and orchestration. This is where you're able to now, everything that you've been learning now, PyDAS, PySquare, Pandas, PySpark, extraction, transformation, loading, everything that comes together in pipelines and orchestration, because now you get to build a system, an infrastructure that automates every other thing. And you as the data engineer, your job is now monitoring the system to see that the system is working as it should. Monitoring the pipeline to see that the pipeline is working. So just think about it. Look at this. Data is what? Coming from the source into where? Different regions. And this is the pipeline. And you are just monitoring this pipeline to see that, oh, it's working fine. So for example, let's say the data gets up to this point and this one has spoils. So you see that your pipeline worked up to this place and spoiled. So you know that, oh, there's a problem with that pipeline, and you go fix that part of the pipeline. That's pretty much how you build a system with data. So this infrastructure I showed you guys earlier, as this infrastructure, is pretty much that you are building. So you learn all of this, and before you know it, you are the data engineer you dreamt of being. Now, this is the easy step-by-step approach to becoming a data engineer. And can this be learned in a couple of months? Give or take 3 months. Yes, it can. You've done it over and over and over again, and it has worked. It can. Would it be easy? It will be easy to learn, but mastery depends on you. Each of you have to be committed. You have to require a lot of late nights, a lot of working hard, a lot of being demanding with yourself. And yeah, it is. You can. So, are data engineers Jabu, I think you're having an issue with your speaker. Maybe you want to like log out and log in again. I think I'm quite, guys, am I clear? If I'm clear, give me a thumbs up. I think I'm quite audible enough. Awesome. So I think Jabu, you probably want to probably refresh or your speakers or maybe change, use a Bluetooth or something. So why are data engineers strategic in any organization? Without a data engineer, you would never have access to the data. They answer the question, what data is needed and how do we get this data? So that you can use such data to take decisions from an informed standpoint. So they can use the data to answer the question, what is happening? What will happen? These are the important kinds of questions that a data engineer answers. So you're paid big money, but you're paid big money to answer questions that nobody can answer, because at least that's the funny part about data engineering problems. When you actually encounter problems, you can walk up to, maybe a company can employ 5 data scientists, 3 data scientists, 2 data analysts. They will probably always or almost always end up employing just 1 data engineer. So if you have a problem, there's no one to answer. So you have to figure out. Data science can go to his other colleagues and say, "Get alpha. This is my model where they try build. It's giving me issues." Well, data engineer, who do you want to talk to? But you can only go and meet your guys in other companies and say, my guy, this one thing is tearing my head up in my company. What do you think? So this is why you're trained to be good. You're paid to be good. You're paid to work, and you don't work to be paid. You're paid to work. So data engineering in its broad sense is like medicine. Just like how in medicine you have, at the end of the day when you're done, you could be a general practitioner. You could go into oncology, pediatrics, urology, geriatrics, care. You can go into different aspects of medicine, dermatology, different aspects. Same thing with data engineering. When you are done, you can choose to specialize in different aspects. You can specialize in data and general data engineering service. You can specialize in database administration, Python engineering as developer, analytical engineering, cloud data engineering, data architecture, solutions architecture, DevOps engineering, any aspect. The field opens up. The world opens up to you guys as data engineers, and you guys can do anything you want to do and work. So there's just you don't limit your mind out. Data engineering, just data engineering roles. Man, a lot of roles are open to you. That is why you are trained to be dynamic. Okay, so a brief backup to where we were coming from. Our program at 10 Analytics. Now, our program is built to not just teach you the technical aspects. We also groom you with the professional aspects of things, how to set up yourself, set up your CV, set up a portfolio. Now, we also offer case studies in the course because in 10 Analytics, we don't focus on, and I feel like this is the best, this is one of the reasons that made our programs very successful, in the sense that we don't go through the theory-based part of this, teaching, bogging it down with theories, like you do in school. No, we take a very practical.
Hi, doctor, you are muted.
Oh, sorry for that, guys. Just how is it now? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So sorry for that, guys. My screen sort of just disappeared on its own. So, but I'm back now. That's good. Can you all see my screen?
I can see your screen, doctor.
Awesome. Good. That's good. So let me just set up the slideshow again. Okay. So, like I was saying, that our program, we've taken very, very practical approach. We use live case studies for actual companies' problems, and we walk you through how to solve them using this technique. So rather than bogging down with the many beautiful things you can use pandas to, we show you live. Tell you about, we give you the theory, but we go into practicals more. And we've discovered that, especially for people who are transitioning, because just like you guys, I transitioned into data engineering. I didn't just wake up and start doing data engineering. So I feel like this approach helps pass on the message faster. And as you continue to grow and develop personally on your own, it becomes easier, becomes way easier. After the training is complete, because the 12 weeks of training, once it's complete, we also offer internship, free internship. The internship is during this time period, you would be working in an industry format, have standing sections within the week, and you work on industry-based projects, production level kind of projects, on which at the end of the internship you present for us. So some additional benefits, we teach you guys how to guide and prepare your CV for job purposes. Then in the course of working, doing different practical case studies, you gain a rich portfolio that you can showcase when applying for jobs. So the question of experience. And funny enough, as an added bonus, your time with us can count as work experience for you guys. You can write your reference letter to that effect because I'm applying for jobs. So they ask you if you had a work experience. I've worked with 10 Analytics. as a data associate, as a data engineer. So these are one of the trade-offs and benefits of being with us. Now, we show you guys how to prepare your portfolio website, and I'm just going to show you a search sample of mine. This is my own portfolio website, and you see other students also showcasing das. Real quick, let me just show you mine. It's coming up. Okay. It should load up right about now. I think it's coming up, but our Nigerian network is choosing to take its time. Give me a few minutes. It should be up. Okay, so it's up. So you got to build a portfolio website, your own portfolio website. And you see the portfolio website will showcase the different projects you've worked on. So these are the few projects I've worked on personally. Of course, I can't put all the projects I've worked on. This will probably be long, but yeah, this is just a very short sample. You can see a project I built. The first project I built so happens was this portfolio website, as you guys can see. And you can see other projects I built. This is a project I built. Now, funny enough, if you guys view my portfolio website, this will take you back to my internship days at my academy. And this was my final presentation. So we built a web application for that helped track water performances in South Africa. So right enough for the best presentation for that year. So it's there on my portfolio website. Let's say COVID projects I built for analyzing COVID data, and so many more. This was another project I built. This was using GCP Cloud. This is building GCP Cloud for analyzing Uber data. So yeah, you get to build interesting portfolios like this. Interesting portfolios like this. So it always seems impossible until it's done. And we from our end, we've had the opportunity to build experts and introduce experts into the global workspace. We've done this over and over again, so it's not new. These are a few examples of our students that we helped. Trained them, they got invited for job interviews. We don't just leave you there. We literally work with you every step of the way. We sat in, prepared these guys for these interviews, and we went. So this is an example of one. Let me just play one for you guys, and you guys can listen to that. So it's coming up. I hope you guys can just let me know if you guys can hear the audio, because I shared my screen, but I don't know if it's shared with audio. I'm hoping it did. So if you guys can hear the audio, let me know. If you guys cannot, also let me know. So I'll work on that.
Hi, my name is Michael, and I'm going to be speaking.
Can you guys hear the audio?
Consult me to secure my first tech role.
Can you guys hear the audio? If you can, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Okay, you guys, you said you can hear it faintly. Okay, let me see.
So at the beginning of the year, I was looking at different places onto how to gain the skills that I needed in order to get into the industry that I wanted, which was data engineering. I, funny enough, came across Telalytics through Instagram, and I taster session. And through their first taster session, they showed me everything about how the classes would go, how they'll teach you, how they'll guide you in securing your first tech role. They spoke about the different sectors, whether it was business analytics, data engineering, which I got into, and data analytics and so forth. So at first we joined a group, and that group went through different classes. We were assigned a mentor to teach us each of the aspects of data engineering, from Python to SQL to cloud computing and so forth. I love the lessons because they gave us a good foundational knowledge of how to code, of how to know about the industry, and it made us understand that coding, data engineering is not as difficult as people, make it out to see. So as we were going through the classes, we were given projects that we were able to make our own, and this gave us the skills and the confidence to go out there and start applying for jobs, which they encouraged. So once I started applying for jobs, I got invited to an interview from a company, and I spoke to my mentors at Analytics, and they guided me through the entire process, from speaking to the people at the company, the CEOs, to getting through the technical tasks. Not that they gave me all the answers, but they just guided me the right way because I already obtained the skills through the classes and through the entire process. So happily enough, they helped me through the entire process, and I was able to be offered a role as a sales engineer at a software company. So what I'm going to be doing when I start the role is that when clients want to join and sign up to our software, I take their data and I integrate their data into our software using extract, load, and transform technique, which I learned from analytics. So essentially taking their raw data, transforming it to be readable for the system, and loading it into the software. And I just want to say thank you to analytics for the support, for the classes, through the mentorships, because I was able to give me the skills that I needed along this course of the year and secure my first role in the tech industry. And I am very, very confident that if you was to join, it's going to benefit you just as much as it benefited me. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So we got to hear that all of us heard what Michael was saying. It's so funny because when Michael was having his interview, I was joining Analytics for the first time. I was one of the guys who sat with him to prep him for his interview. So I was super excited when he called us back and said he got a job as a sales engineer. These are another students who trained with us, and he got a senior analyst role as a data engineer, as a senior analytical engineer. So there are quite a lot of others stories here. A lot. You guys, like I said, this material will be made available for you guys. You guys can watch it at your pace, at your convenience. Enjoy yourself, really. There are quite a lot of other people that we've helped gained this story. People transitioning from different aspects of their life. Some of them have never seen a computer before, and legitimately have been in a class before where a student could legitimately not boot a computer. So we've helped people from different aspects get into this thing. So we take what we call a three-layered approach to success, to helping you gain the success of what you want to do. And what is this three-layered approach? Number one, and this is on the professional side of things, because I said we do not just focus on the technical aspect, we focus on the professional aspects of things. And what's this professional side? We see that with you to have a one-on-one CV review. With review your CV, we have CV review sections, which is one of the reasons why we don't just encourage you to attend the classes, which happens on the weekend, but also to attend the professional side, the mentorship section. We have CV reviews, we have LinkedIn optimization. We'll teach you guys how to optimize your CV, because this is your LinkedIn, because this is one of the aspects where recruiters come to look for you, to search for you. You go applying for a job, you apply through LinkedIn. We teach you how to do that. We teach you how to utilize Upwork to optimize your Upwork. We teach you guys about navigating the job market, how to search for jobs, how to have interview presentations, how to write recommendations. We do write recommendations letter for you, because like I said, being with us, training with us, doing internship with us, they all count for you for work experience. So you can very comfortably put that you have worked with analytics between the start of your training to the end of your training, So we also provide weekly mentorship sections. So we have weekly mentorship sections with you guys. That's done usually Thursdays, like today now. People in there we have it. And funny enough, today's mentorship session is an interview simulation. So then also on the job support in the sense that we guide you guys in getting that first job in terms of interview preparations, interview guidance. We help you guys. Of course, we don't do the job for you, but we've trained you enough to do that. But we guide you enough to be able to get on your feet, get on your feet. So guaranteed job interview after a month of training with us, because when you put all of this practice, when you put all of this energy and you apply for jobs, you are definitely going to get something. Definitely going to get something. As long as you already do the work with us, you're definitely going to get something. So when is the next cohort starting for you guys? That should be June 8th, 2024. Which is a couple of days from now. Approximately like 2 weeks from now. And this is the training offer. The training offer. Now, this is the full amount. This is the full amount. But we're currently offering a 20% discount for the first 30 persons to pay for the training. Now, pardon. Payment can be done wherever you are across the world. If you're in the US, you can pay in dollars. If you're in the UK, you can pay in pounds. If you're in Europe, you can pay in euros. If you're in Canada, you can pay in Canadian dollars. If you're in Nigeria, you can pay in naira. Now, for the first, so if you tell us now, man, I'm signing up for this thing, you can join the course for the first 20 persons. Now, it should surprise you to know that we're having series of classes, master class sections like this. So it's solely just for the first 20 persons. Now we've had this thing come up at different points in time where some people were like, I saw your stuff last year, you guys gave a discount. Now why is this so? I always tell people, please, when you make a decision like this, do it immediately. Like, make that decision, make that call, fill that form, do that ASAP. Because opportunities like these do not wait. I think about 2 months ago when we did the International Women's Day activity, we gave a scholarship bonus, and I think they went for as well as 50% discounts. A lot of people did not take advantage of it. When we're coming, it had increased and all of that. So when you see opportunities like this, please take advantage of it ASAP. It's super important. Make your intentions known. Register, do the necessary registration, make that deposit down, and get started and ready for the class. Get started and ready for the class. So that's the details there. The details there for you guys. So just make that intention known and proceed. So guys, it's like I said before, we've had a lot of interesting success stories to boot. Being able to help over 2,000 plus individuals up until this point has been no mere feat. There's been a lot of work guiding guys, and this is something that we are proud of, that we look back and we are proud of. Of course, there are more testimonials available for you guys. More testimonials. All of these are available on our YouTube channel. You can check out General Analytics, and you can view all of this to see testimonials of students. These are students that we taught. Tell you guys about their experience with us. More testimonials from other roles, other available. And these are, funny enough, some of the companies that our students currently working. Some of the companies that we have students working each and every of these companies. And like I said, we've been there every step of the way. Every step of the way. So guys, I don't know if there are questions to ask, feedback. Please, by all means, you can unmute yourself, show your camera, and let's get to discuss it. Questions for me about the thing that was said in class in our brief time together. Questions. Let's interact. So feel free, guys, unmute yourself. Are we there? Yes, I know we're here. We're still excited. We're excited. Give me that thumbs up. Give me that one. Let me see you guys. Let's discuss. I guess the next I don't know when, honestly I don't really know when the next 50%. That came about as a result of International Women's Day. It was the management initiative to want to fund do a 50% discount for X number of ladies and men. I don't know if that will be coming up soon. What I just know is that this is the offer available right now, the 20% off, and it's actually great because I don't know if by next month the same offer will be on the table, probably less, more. I would say take advantage of what you see right now as soon as possible and get yourself just it's for you, it's for yourself. Make your payments and get yourself ready for the class. Get yourself ready for the class. So all the kits that you need, everything is always it's going to be made available for you. So you just chill and you're waiting for the class to get started. And maybe you can do any pre-reading or some stuff. So, but the moment you make payment, that's another funny part about it because all of these things are automated. The moment you make payments, you'll be given free access to your learning module and all other material kits. Uh, so the reason why we do not currently train with AWS is because of the fact that AWS right now, I don't know, I think it's something they need to fix. They've been having this authentication problem when registering new users. When you register on AWS now, before long, we've suspended your account, asking to provide things for authenticating yourself, and you do all of those things, and it's still issue. We've had students for the past two cohorts, we've had students complain and complain and complain. So it became a general initiative. You know what? Let's shift over to now training. So as against using AWS, we decided to use GCP and Azure. So as against training on just one cloud, it's now training on there are two clouds that are also very popularly used. Mariam, you made your payment and you've not received anything yet. Okay, we'll note that down, and you receive your training kits. So you don't have to worry about that. I've noted that down, Mariam. Benga, if you're there, also note it down as well, Mariam, so that we'll attend to you ASAP. You'll be given access to your learning module because all of those things are available. So you can just drop your email in chat so that Benga will note it down and will be able to reach out to you. Email. Okay, awesome. So Benga will get back to you and we'll be able to get back to you. So other questions, guys, other questions. Are you guys shy of talking? Seems like maybe because I'm talking, everyone is just shy to admit themselves. But Alpha, let me hear your voice. You've been hearing me since. Let me hear your voice. Am I hearing you signing up, Mofe, or you signed up already? Hello, Mofe, are you there? I think Mofe dropped off. I think he dropped off. Okay, so I've not heard. There's some people's voice I've not heard all day. Edicon, are you there? How are you? Am I hearing that you're gonna sign up? That's Edicon. I hope I got that correctly.
Yeah, Doc.
Okay, so who's speaking right now? Is that Mofe? Yeah.
Yeah, this is Matthew. So I'm one of your students. So
Matthew, how you doing?
that's why I've been hailing you.
Oh, awesome. Nice to see you. Nice to hear you. That's one of my students. Yeah. I'm really glad to hear that. So you could share the experience. How was your experience in the section so far?
Yeah. I think the parts I enjoyed most was that fear of coding, because I always had this fear of will I have to code, and the training made it so it was so seamless, and you don't have to be afraid of that fact that you have to like code and all that. So it's very it was very fun for me, and also the training was also fun. And Doc is someone that will, he will stop at any point in time during the training, and make sure that what you don't understand, you get to understand, you know every bit of it. So I think for me, I think in that fear of coding, you get that was what I was most appreciative of. That it's not everything that you have to. It's not every time you have to code, and also the orchestration, the area of orchestration too was kind of mind blowing. So then pandas, I fell in love with pandas, a lot. I like pandas. So yeah,
Awesome.
it's good experience.
Thank you so much, Matthew. Thank you so much. Matthew was their cause I even built that Azure architecture with. He's here
Yeah.
to yes. They worked way well with me all through. So I think it's fun. You can hear it speaks for the story speaks for itself, guys. So Edicom, I'm also hearing that you're signing up for the program. Now, thank you so much, Harrison, for your question. Learning Python within 12 weeks is very possible. But just like any skill at all, mastery is individual based. I do this thing every day of my life, and I've been doing this every day of my life for half a decade. And even then, I wouldn't call myself a master because there are new things to learn every day. But I am way better than how I was when I started. Way better than how I was. Matthew is here. I'm sure when he started as well, he was scared, but now you see him telling you he's in love with pandas. Does this mean Matthew knows everything and is a master of pandas? No, I don't think so. But then again, you're way better than where you were when you started. That's pretty much it. Mastery is individual based. How many hours you put into learning and mastering your craft? You can just back to that story that if I had 6 hours to cut a tree, I'll spend the first 5 hours sharpening my blade. Mastery. Spend first 5 hours, then proceed to execute. So yes, it's very possible to learn Python and grow a very good proficiency in 12 weeks. But mastery, you would have to work on that. And we're there to work with that with you. But then again, you have to, that's the thing, you have to put in those hours. You have to put in those hours. See, I look at the fund, and was one important thing the founder always says, and I think it's quite interesting. The money you guys are using to learn data engineering is pretty much a bonus, a freebie, if you ask me. The more important thing here is the time. That is the toughest thing here. I've had students come in and struggle with giving up their time, and that's the most important thing that you need to learn this. It's not the money. The money you can always afford it. You can always get them, but it's the time. Are you ready to put in those hours? I feel like if you're really considering this transition, then this is a question you really need to answer. Okay, I've not heard Ake all day. Ake, how are you? Ake has been quiet all day. There are people I've not heard from all day. Ake, nope, I've not heard from you. Probably want to unmute yourself. Akinkumi Olawi, I've not heard from you. I've not heard from you all day. Chukwuebuka, yeah, we've had a very high turnover rate in terms of success landing job. During the mentorship section, we have these alumni parts where past students come to give talks, and you get to see them. That's the thing. It's really an open thing. You get to see past students that have gotten jobs. We have quite a number, so there's a good turnover rate. One thing about the job market is one thing about the job market is that it's there's a lot of work that has to be done there. Job search is a job on its own. It's a job on its own, and we give you strategies, we teach you, groom you on strategies and tips to make this better or easier, but still is a thing. Still is a tough one to go. So then again, um, that is done. And we advise you guys. We want you should be confident about it. The fact that we're there with you every step of the way. Every step of the way. Sit with you through how many interview preps as possible to get it done. Get it done. Okay, guys. I'm seeing another question. Give me a sec. Okay. I'm guessing everyone can see me now. Okay. So let me attend to more questions. More questions. Okay. Okay. So guys, let me see more questions and more questions. Okay, someone asked that putting up the time is not a problem. It's coming up with the money. My queens, probably you want to just I probably want to take my queen's name down and have a discussion with her. Maybe you could just Benga will contact you. You could leave your name and your information, and we'll be able to see and discuss about that. I think that's the best approach to that. So let's see what can be done. Okay, so more questions. I think I'm enjoying this. More questions. Okay, you've not said anything all day. Do I take it that you've registered already? Have I heard from Emmanuel? I've not heard from Emmanuel. I've not heard from Millicent. I've not heard from Harrison. I've not heard from Harrison. Raymond. I've not heard from Raymond. I've not heard from Olaide. So what's up, guys? I think job visibility for data analytics in the USA, it's high. Like these are roles that are quite high. You can do your own research. Just do your own research. There's hardly oh, awesome. So Emmanuel has registered. So guys, just to be sure, if you've all registered, all the guys that have registered and haven't gotten anything yet, just notify on the chat. I've registered. I've not gotten anything yet. My welcome kit or anything. Notify. I will get back to you as soon as possible on that. I'll get back to you as soon as possible for that. Just notify. I know we've gotten Miriam. We've gotten Emmanuel. We've gotten God gifts. So yeah, just notify us. So answering your question, the job visibility is quite high on the right, especially in countries like the US. Like it is a lot high in the US. So that's one thing that you can be very, very confident about. So in terms of that aspect, you are actually safe. You are very, very, very much covered in terms of job visibility. And you see remote roles, you see hybrid roles, and they pay very well actually. In the US, I think the average minimum pay per annum for a data analyst is above $100K a year. Above $100K a year. I know interns get as low as $60K, but I know entry level guys can get about $100K a year, which is fair, which is quite fair, I guess. So yeah, in terms of disability, you're very, very covered. Very, very covered. Thank you so much, Olaide, for that question. Other guys, do you have a question? And for the other guys that may also be thinking the same thing, not even too far away, look into your LinkedIn and check search for data analysts. There's a Nigeria, in Canada, in UK. You see a lot of not data analysts, now data engineering. You see a lot on your CV. Any limit on experience now on your resume. Now we teach you guys how to package your resume, how to put you don't use the kind of resume you use before when you're applying for a job. When applying for tech roles, we groom you guys on the process of applying for your resume, how to structure it, how to draft the experience aspect, what to put there, what to not put there. We'll teach you guys on everything. That's one thing. That's one very important aspect that we cover in the mentorship section. So you really, really, really have nothing to be scared or to be afraid of in that aspect. We are very, very, very covered. Very, very covered. So, any other question? Questions, guys. Questions. Okay, let me see other people in the group that have not asked the question, that have not said anything. Oh, there's Princess Phone. Okay, Princess. Any question from you, Princess? So, does this mean that I'll be getting a lot of signups from you guys? Okay, you still haven't asked the question. Josie, you have not asked the question. There's someone called iPhone. I'm guessing they didn't edit your name. So, iPhone. I need a question from you guys. No, data engineering is not the only course we offer. This masterclass is a data engineering masterclass. That is why I'm focusing on data engineering. Full data analytics. Remember at the beginning, I told you guys the data analytics program stretches across multiple courses, which I'll just show you guys again. As you guys can see, goes across multiple fields, which includes data analytics, business analytics, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, Scrum, cybersecurity, and AI. Well, the average salary range will range between like the country and the level. Data engineers, you could start up from earning, if it's remote and within Africa, you could earn above, say, $2,500 a month. And you could go from there to as much as 200, 250, 500, $1 million a year, depending, like I said, depending on the level. We're talking about the junior role, entry level, senior level. If it's remote and you're in, say, Africa, then you could get gigs for about 2,500, 3,000 a month, which are what we call small gigs, small jobs. Well, yeah. So, Harrison, I'm not getting your question. Is it how is the project like, or how the project? I don't know. Could you like rephrase your question? Okay, I guessing Harrison is not there. But if I'm assuming your question is how is the project like? That the projects that we teach you guys, we used to groom you guys are, like I said, yeah. I mean live projects. So what's the question, live projects? How just rephrase the question so I get what angle you're exactly asking. Thank you. Okay, guys. So um, okay. Thank you for your question, Millie. Thank you so much for your question. And in terms of the depth of the course, Mighty is here. Mighty can give you testament to that fact. We go in depth in teaching you the why you do, because, like I said before, one of the things we try to avoid is putting too much information that you even are bogged up with so much information and you don't even understand the why you do what you do. So we over time have perfected the way of teaching the how and the why and the why. So in terms of depth, the curriculum, the program is really depth, has a huge depth. And that is why you can see that graduates from our programs, alumni of our programs, leave the program and proceed to easily transition into job data engineering roles, because the confidence in terms of proficiency is there. It's there. We talk of real work experience. That is the goal for why this program, at the end of the training, continues transitions into the internship, because in the internship you'll be working in the industry side of things, whereby you guys can gather work experience working with a team, not just a team of data engineers, the data science team. You work with data scientists and possibly data analysts as well, to work on projects, production kind of projects. Benga, you should attend to Mayowa. He asked the question, do you have CLA for US payments? So yeah, Millicent, you're in very safe hands in terms of depth. Your curriculum has a lot of depth, and you can comfortably grow from here. You can comfortably grow from here. So guys, are there more questions? More questions? Mike, I've not seen you. Inche Chuku, I've not seen your question. Raymond, still not got a question from Raymond yet. And Benal B, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly. But I guess I'm just going to stick with Benal B. I haven't gotten a question from you yet. So by all means, please feel free. So May. How did I skip May? Harrison says the discount is not different from the online price. Why? It is actually. Let me show you the slide again for the offer. So the full price is nine. If I don't know which country you are in, Harrison, but if you're in Nigeria, for look at it, the full price is 900,000, and the discounts 20% off makes it 720. Of which you can choose to pay this in full at once, or you can choose to pay a deposit to start class, then followed by an installment later on as the class progresses. Similarly to the rest. So this is the discounted price which you can pay in full, or you can pay with a payment plan of pay deposit, then it's a final installment. So yeah, that's it, Harrison. Oh, Raymond, which section were you targeting? Were you supposed to join? I think there's also a different masterclass section currently going on. Maybe you can reach out to Benga, can help fix you up. And we also have masterclass section for data science tomorrow. Yes, Python and SQL is very essential, and you realize that in the first second month of your training would centralize around Python and SQL as the basics. The curriculum is well patterned out. You learn beginner Python, you introduce you to data engineering, you learn beginners Python, you learn beginners SQL. From there, you proceed to learning about PySpark, big data processing tools. Then you learn about intermediate Python, intermediate SQL. You learn about packages like Python, Pandas, PySpark. You learn about web scraping. You learn about how to extract data from APIs. Then you move to cloud computing. You learn about quite a lot of things. Then you learn about different orchestration tools. You learn version control. It's quite in depth. It's quite in depth actually. Mayowa, I kind of like answered this question already. I think I showed you guys at the beginning that we do courses in data analytics, data science, in HR analytics, and Scrum, in cybersecurity, in financial analytics. Yeah, so it's actually cuts across board. So I think Benga has also sent that to you as a feedback. So okay, Mike. I've not heard a question from Mike. I've not heard from Cheduchuku. Okay, but I guess I've heard from every other person. So Abayomi, I've not heard from Abayomi. And I've not heard from Akinkumi. I think I've heard from Akinkumi. Olaoye has been speaking nowadays. So I've heard from I've not heard from Emmanuel Shegun. I've not heard from Emmanuel Shegun. Okay, so feel free, guys. Just drop your questions. Let me hear. I don't know why you guys are. You guys shy, or you guys are cold? Which one? Because all of you guys are not. No one is talking anything. Everybody's just shy. Everybody's just calm. Are you guys cool? It's like everyone's shy. Those engineers, you cannot be shy. You have to learn how to talk. You guys are not going to be shy. Oh, you're seeing you. Well, I get it, Mariam. Don't worry, I get it. I don't know if it's me that's going to take your cohort in June. It was supposed to be me, but I just wrapped up with Matthew's cohort. Matthew's cohort was February. So I'm currently taking the May cohort. So you would see me, I'm the data engineering lead. So you would see me coming back and forth. I might probably even be doing guys onboarding. But I don't think I'm going to be. We're going to have another industry experts, data engineer, take you guys. But you'll see me a lot. That's the one you can be confident in. So when I meet you guys there again, I'll be like, guys, I know you people already. I've seen you people. We'll be able to gist more. Okay. Think about your miss. Not gonna say so much. Emmanuel Shegun, not heard from you. Joko Tade, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. I don't know if you missed a lot or you were here since. But I know you've not said anything. Chidu Chuku has also not said anything. So I look forward to hearing you guys' questions before we call it a day. So the payment details have been made available to you guys. Please, guys, if you haven't left your mail, you can actually leave your emails and name so that we could also reach out to you. But like I said, please, first come, first serve. First come, first serve for these discounts. Really, if once we've gotten 30, it goes back to someone. So who's speaking? Okay, I think that is Steven. Steven Udochi Okom. Did you have a question or did you have something you were going to say? Okay. So, like I said, all these discounts, please take advantage of them as soon as possible. Just take advantage of them so that you don't come back. So when we have clarity sections with people here, people say, "Oh, this thing was this price, now it's no longer there." That is not the current price, Harrison. This is actually the free price. Even the website, if you try to make payments, maybe it's not yet updated there. If you try to make payments on the website, when you get to the payment portal, you will not be paying £500. You'll be paying this. Or probably it's also the activation. There are reasons as to that. It could probably be that it's actually been activated. So and the 20% discount is taking effect. But this is the actual price of the program. So once the 20% discount period is over, on all platforms, this would be the prices reflected depending on how you're paying. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So I would advise again, take advantage of it as soon as you can. And yeah. So yeah. Okay, so I guess it's cool to call it a day. Does anyone have any other question about data engineering, about anything for Dr. Ehi? Please say it now before we call it a day and you guys can go have a fun time. Okay. So Benga, are we good to go? I can stop sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, it's been fun having you guys. I've enjoyed my time with you guys. And for the guys who have paid, who are registered, Mariam, let me see the other people that have paid. I can't wait to see you guys in the training. You definitely will get to see me, guys. See me. I can't wait to see all of you guys. Emmanuel, Team Josie too has paid. So not a problem. I can't wait to see all you guys. We'll get the gist more about data engineering, trade experience, learn, we'll get a rapport, just like having a rapport with Matthew. So thank you so much, guys, for joining.